shoves Ibaka. The officials better get in the middle. Ibaka very hot, as is Barnes. Scott Brooks quickly comes out to try and separate it. The team staying along their benches. The officials quickly getting in front. Ibaka threw the first shove at Griffin, and then Barnes came at Ibaka. There's a good chance we might see an ejection, certainly technical fouls. So now the officials have some work to do, and no doubt we'll look at the replay. Let's see the play. It looked like a great block. Griffin does an excellent job, the offensive rebound. And then you see their arms get, Griffin trying to go away, and it seemed to have been fine. And then Ibaka kind of shoves him to get rid, and then Barnes comes right in there. So, there's the clenched fist from Ibaka, but fortunately for Oklahoma City, he doesn't throw a punch. It looked like a clean block. He was called for a foul. So Ibaka overreacted a bit, and then Barnes coming in support of his team.
I'm not sure really Ibaka overreacted. He had his arm clamped down by Griffin, and he just sort of got rid of him. He wanted to get his arm out. I don't think Ibaka did anything.
On the season, the Thunder will fall to 13 and 16. And underneath the basket, we got a problem. Ibaka was involved from the Oklahoma City side. And Aldridge from Portland looked down to the right of your screen at the edge of the lane. Big bump by Ibaka, and then he and Aldridge wind up in a clutch and grab, and they wind up throwing each other behind the basket.
That time they kind of locked arms. See right here, as they're both kind of locked here at this point. Looks like
Aldridge may have thrown a punch in that.
Like he made a forward motion with his right arm.
And that is where you cross a great divide in the NBA.
All get straight when they take on Toronto. And guess what? And now we see some punches being thrown with Ibaka and Lopez, and DeRozan trying to pull Ibaka down. And some scuffling going on the court. And Lopez and Ibaka, now Butler getting into it. Corey Joseph was right there as well. And DeRozan was pulling Ibaka back, and P.J. Tucker with Serge Ibaka right now. And frustration boiling over here in Toronto.
Raptors, Jamal McGraw getting into it as well with Mirotic.
Down, and here it is. Oh, you see Lopez swatted the ball, and Serge, everybody's pushing, and then you see Lopez throw a punch, and Ibaka
responds and throws one.
And you see Norman Powell holding him back, and then you see DeRozan as Ibaka connects with Lopez, and you see DeMar pulling him back as Lopez tries to throw a punch, and Ibaka connects, but it was started by Lopez swatting at the ball, and DeRozan, rightfully so, pulls Serge away from the
Green here, Lowry trying to wrestle with him. Danny inside. Little floater. Takes her to him. And now Ibaka and Aldridge getting into it. His bodies were bumped in there.
exactly what happened. Green was determined to get by Lowry, and then bodies collided there as he made that basket.
First off, it's a world-class move from Danny. Beautiful spin move, falls through that jump hook. All we've been talking about is how he's got so much better off the dribble, and then two guys get nose to nose.
All right, off of what we've seen, play ball, right?
Man, that's what I'm saying, Bill.
I mean,
come on, you're
those guys had a little shoving match. Nobody got hurt.
I played in the 1900s.
Place to go. Berea, clock down, shot clock violation. Mesra and Valanciunas and Serge Ibaka, and fingers pointing. And
JV's going to walk away right now.
And Mesra with a few words. And Valanciunas there. Mesra walking over toward the bench of the Toronto Raptors, headed in the wrong direction. And now the other side, and you
getting a good laugh out of it.
I don't see.
Well, it's a nothing play, and even Ibaka saying, "Calm down." And right there, Mesra pushes Ibaka, and Ibaka was just trying to get him to settle down. Then Kyle Lowry gets in there.
It's not totally written yet, but he will absolutely be in that discussion and deserves to be.
Absolutely. And now James Johnson and Serge Ibaka, and James threw a punch. And you don't want to mess with James Johnson, as we all know. And now Serge walks away, and he was holding up his arms. And it looks like James, who is a black belt in karate.
I want to walk down the alley with him.
So here it is. It's a little elbow.
Well, you know what? I think probably both of them are going to go.
Well, let me see. Well, definitely double T's. Let's see. Right there, elbow, right there, shove. There really wasn't a punch thrown. It was just a little pushing and
picks up the offensive foul. And he and Beal going at it a little bit. Beal wanted the ball. Valanciunas didn't want to give it up.
They weren't going anywhere anyhow. I understand what both of them were doing. This is just a lot of woof. And this game is picking up. We started out with a little bit of a disagreement with Markieff Morris and OG Anunoby early.
And now it continues to get heated as John Wall and Serge Ibaka exchanged words, and Serge Ibaka began taking some steps towards John Wall.
James Williams gets in there and just says, hey, let it go. Here's what I want to see. What got John Wall and Serge Ibaka going? DeMar's talking.
Ibaka is starting to talk. John Wall says some words to Ibaka, now starts to approach him. And all of a sudden the tempers flared.
Ibaka appeared to touch it. Ball goes out of bounds.
Nobody touched it. Cavs get it under the basket.
Oh, no. Ibaka and Chris exchanging blows. And they'll have to go to the replay monitor now to see if there are possible ejections. Well, it's got to be Ibaka. Ibaka went for the chokehold. Ibaka, this is going to cost him. Ibaka was tossed out of a game against Miami. I mean, remember last year with James Johnson in a similar scenario. He looked at him there. Ibaka didn't like what he said. Oh, and railroaded him from behind. Well, both.
Is really playing a complete game with confidence, and he's really pushing his team to another level.
Nurkic on the inside, batted away, last touch by Terrence Davis. Serge Ibaka and Nurkic. And Serge
things to say to Nurkic. Nurkic is saying there's Serge, as we know.
Yeah.
I mean, we know.
Those little elbows, some chicken wings getting caught up. Serge didn't like that. All right. This is a scrimmage, right?
Yeah, I think.